stranger than true fiction cinema presents.
Help NASA get back to the moon!
Hello guys, this is a detective agency, isn't it?
Why, yes, it certainly is. My name is Eric. How can we help you?
My name is Noli Kissam, and I represent a group of investors who would like to start a space exploration company.
That sounds pretty interesting. I'm Hunter, by the way.
Nice to meet you both. Our company wants to make space travel possible for all citizens. The problem is that we're learning the technology to reach the moon and beyond has been lost or destroyed. Let me show you this video clip from an astronaut with NASA.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
Did he say painful process or papal process?
He said papal process. I've learned that in NASA jargon that means futile and impossible.
But there has to be a way to get back to the moon. After all, we did it before in 1969 and ended moon flights as of 1972.
Exactly. I want to hire you guys to help find that technology we lost back in 1972, and I'm willing to pay you a very handsome amount for your services.
We'll get right on it, Mr. Kissam.
We'll just have to talk to our boss to free up our schedule so we can devote all our time to this. Free up your schedule. What for, Hunter?
There was a guy just here named Noel Kissam who wants us to find the lost technology to get back to the moon.
Noel Kissam. I know him. He's a very wealthy businessman. We'll definitely take him as a client. I just don't understand how that kind of important technology could get lost.
I'm just starting to do some research on this topic now, and there are conflicting reports as to whether this technology was simply misplaced or completely destroyed.
Well, Eric, whatever the case, it's lost now, and it needs to be found. It may be a matter of jogging some engineer's memory, but surely somebody knows something. Let's get out there, gentlemen, and start digging. Get out there on the road and start asking people. You can even use my new car. Wow, thanks, boss. I just can't believe we landed Noel Kissam as a client.
Let's all help NASA get back to the moon. Imagine, Hunter, if we can just find the lost technology, then the astronaut in the video will go back to the moon in a nanosecond.
Hey, buddy. Have you seen the lost technology to get back to the moon anywhere?
No, sorry, man. Haven't seen it.
Hey, pal, have you seen the lost technology to get back to the moon?
Nope, I haven't seen it anywhere.
Hey, lady, we're looking for the lost technology to get to the moon.
No, sorry, guys. I haven't seen it.
Hey, let's check with that guy on the street corner.
Hey, buddy, do you know anything about the whereabouts of the technology to get back to the moon?
You two may be in luck. I was just talking to an associate of mine about it the other day. I might be able to help you, but it's gonna cost you.
Yeah, go on.
You see, I don't have that information on me personally, but I know a guy who knows a guy who would know.
Boy, I don't know, Hunter. We're just not having any luck finding anyone who knows a thing about the lost technology from NASA.
I just don't understand how something as important as that could get lost or destroyed anyway.
I know it. I've been doing a lot of research online, and some are suggesting that the only way we could get back to the moon is to reopen all the old factories and systems that produced the original Apollo flights back in the 60s and reproduce the old rockets we had way back then.
What, Eric? Why would we want to do that? Why not use our modern technology to produce way more highly advanced vehicles for space travel? Why go back in time to make rockets from yesteryear?
Exactly. It's like when the boss said we could use his new car with all the high-tech gadgets and GPS from today, but we refused and said that no, we want to have the automakers produce a 1960s car for us with outdated technology, and we'll travel around in that instead.
Those car companies would never do it. They wouldn't go through all that trouble and expense to switch back over to build the old outdated and obsolete vehicles. Now that would be a papal process. Futile and impossible.
Precisely, and it's not like we can't produce rockets and build space vehicles anymore. Since the Apollo missions, we produced the space shuttles, built a space station, and launched probes into deep space. landed several rovers on Mars and even onto asteroids.
And look at SpaceX. They produced the Starship, the most powerful rocket ever built, that rivals the old Saturn V, which sent our astronauts into space in 1969.
So with all these advancements, Hunter, what exactly did we lose over the course of time anyway?
The only thing that I can see that we can't do today is to safely transport a human being through the dangerous radiation belts that surround Earth. All of our manned space missions since Apollo in 1972 are in lower Earth orbit.
But we got men safely through those belts back in 1969.
Exactly, Eric. So that's the technology that got lost. How to put a manned spacecraft safely through the radiation belts.
Well then, let's keep searching.
But we've been all over the place, and we haven't had any success so far. Well, I'm getting kinda hungry, Eric. Let's stop here for a bite to eat. Looks like a band is setting up for live music later. This is really going to be a happening place in a few hours.
Is there a name for those radiation belts that surround the Earth?
Yeah, I think they're called the Van Halen belts, because they were discovered by Eddie Van Halen.
Did I hear someone say Van Halen?
Oh my gosh, are you Hammy Sega from the group Van Halen?
The one and only.
Oh man, we're huge fans. What are you doing here?
Hey, this is Branson, Missouri. A lot of big-name entertainers come here to try out new music in front of a smaller local crowd. If the people like it, we'll include the track on our national or worldwide tour.
That's a good way to audition some new material. Cool.
You get to try out new songs to see if they're going to fly or be a flop, and the public gets to see their favorite artists.
It's a win-win for everybody. So what brings you fellas into town?
We're a couple of detectives and we're searching for the technology that NASA lost to get to the moon. We're having a tough time though.
Well, I know whenever I lose something, I always try to think of the last time I saw it.
That would be December 1972.
That's even before the group Van Halen was formed. Okay now, when was the last place it was seen?
That would be the Kennedy Space Center in Florida.
Okay, so now you have a date and a place. Now I'm sure a big place like this has a lost and found department, right?
Absolutely, they must.
Well, that's where I'd be headed if I were you.
Oh, thank you so much, Hammy. You've been a big help.
Take care, Hammy, and keep on rocking. So we can
help NASA get back to the moon.
Oh, and by the way, guys, I know rocket scientists, but actually it's not the Van Halen belts. That's the rock group I was in. It's the Van Allen belts discovered by James Van Allen in 1958.
Oh yes, of course. How silly of me. Oh, I feel so stupid.
Hi, is this the lost and found department for NASA?
It sure is. I'm Joe. What can I help you find?
We're looking for the lost technology to get back to the moon.
And just when was it lost?
December 1972.
1972? Why, that's the year Donald and I started working here.
Yeah, we were just young whippersnappers back then. I was 18 and Joe here was 20.
You guys are old enough to be our fathers.
Yeah, you guys seem a little elderly. Why haven't you retired yet?
We was going to retire at 65, but they raised the retirement age in 2010. I'm 71 and Donald here is 73.
What the hell are you talking about, Joe? You must be insane or suffering from late-stage dementia. You're 73 and I'm 71.
Oh, that's a lot of malarkey, Donald, and you know it.
The retirement age is 67. So why haven't you retired?
What? I thought it was 76. Oh, shoot. Let's retire immediately, Joe, before you become a senile old fart. Actually, I think that ship has already sailed.
Oh, come on, man. Give me a break. Let's get the hell out of here right now, Donald.
No, wait. Help us find this one last item before you go, please.
What was it you were looking for again, sir?
The technology that was lost to get to the moon. We're thinking it has to do with getting men through the Van Allen radiation belts.
Don't you mean the Van Halen belts?
No, I think he means the Van Morrison belts.
No, you two. Those are musicians. They're called the Van Allen belts.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I haven't seen it.
Wait a minute, Joe, you low IQ individual. I think I remember something about that lost space technology. You stored that away right after the last Apollo mission in December 1972. Let me think. It should be in aisle 27, back near the boiler room on the top shelf.
I'll tell one of the boys to bring it up right away.
Oh boy, this could be what we're looking for.
If this turns out to be what I think it is, that astronaut will be in orbit in a nanosecond after you open that box.
What in the hell is a nanosecond?
1/1000th of a second.
Pardon me, Joe, but I just gotta see what's in this box.
No, I won't pardon you, Hunter. This is official NASA property.
But pardon me, Joe, I just can't contain my excitement.
Okay, I will pardon you, Hunter, for your excitement, but this is still NASA property and can only be handled by us.
Oh, pardon me. Pardon you. What in the hell is with all this pardoning, Joe?
It's just a polite thing to say, Donald.
Look, Joe, you can pardon your whole darn family before you retire for all I care, but let's just open the damn box already.
Well, let's see what we got here. Christmas decorations from 1972, a Nixon-Agnew election button, 2 8-track tapes, Stop the Vietnam War articles.
Let's see here. A can of lead paint, a sheet of asbestos, and all that. A magazine advertisement that reads, "Drive the all-new 1972 Pontiac Le Mans." Ain't she a beauty? Absolutely gorgeous. Let's see. Oh, and McDonald's introduces a brand new breakfast sandwich called the Egg McMuffin.
Sorry, guys, that's all we got for 1972. Better luck next time.
And so where is the lost space technology?
It must have gotten misplaced by some bumbling government bureaucrat.
Okay, well, we tried.
Hey folks, if there's anybody out there who thinks they might have a clue as to where the lost space technology to get back to the moon is, please leave a comment below so we can
help NASA get back to the moon.